get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. Um, People talk some trash to her, but we had her back. But it's just very distasteful for what their fan base is doing. As far as when it comes to DB, because it's just like she's just the sweetest soul. And the situation didn't work for her, and that's just not what she wanted or whatever. But it's just we don't need all of that. It's just unnecessary. That's
Did you talk to her? Following the recent matchup between Phoenix Mercury and Indiana Fever, coaching staff and players addressed various aspects of the contest, including crowd reactions and team performance dynamics. Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts discussed the hostile reception experienced by former Fever players, acknowledging that such treatment represents standard expectations in professional sports. When players depart from organizations under less than ideal circumstances, negative fan reactions typically follow during return visits. Tibbetts characterized this as normal competitive atmosphere that teams must anticipate and handle appropriately. The coach confirmed that Mercury players responded to crowd interactions throughout the evening, noting that competitive athletes naturally engage when fans direct comments toward them.
just we don't need all of that. It's just unnecessary. That's
Did you talk to her during the game, I guess, just try and pick her spirits up, or is that something you guys really?
No, we weren't really worried. We just was just like whatever. Like, I mean, some people said some things, but it just was like whatever. Like we did it all night, so it was like just not something that we wanted to give our energy to. But she handled it well. Yeah.
But guys, shout out to our city, shout out to our state. Ari McDonald, career high. She looked sensational. Sophie Cunningham, the whole month of
This back and forth exchange between players and spectators continued throughout the game, creating an intense atmosphere for both teams. Team members expressed disappointment regarding the treatment of veteran players, particularly highlighting the disrespectful behavior toward established league figures. Despite the hostile environment, players maintained their composure and avoided escalating situations with crowd members. The team adopted a dismissive attitude toward negative comments, choosing not to invest emotional energy in responding to fan criticism. Mercury players emphasized their support for teammates facing difficult situations, noting that departures from organizations sometimes occurred due to poor fits rather than personal failures.
Sophie Cunningham, the whole month of July, been putting BTA on every damn team. I just gotta be honest. Kelsey Mitchell got into foul trouble, but overall she played good. Aaliyah Boston, fourth consecutive double-double. And before we talk about KK, because I know that's what y'all gonna do. Well, KK didn't play. Dantress didn't see the light of day against the Chicago Sky. Came in off the bench, got 12 points in 10 minutes.
They argued that such circumstances don't justify disrespectful treatment from fan bases, describing the behavior as unnecessary and distasteful. The coaching staff indicated that players handled the adversity well, maintaining focus on game objectives rather than becoming distracted by external factors. Team members reported feeling unbothered by crowd reactions and continued performing their responsibilities without allowing fan behavior to affect their play. Meanwhile, individual player performances highlighted significant contributions across both rosters. Ari McDonald achieved career-high scoring numbers, demonstrating exceptional skill and basketball intelligence throughout the contest.
12 points in 10 minutes. She looked at sensational. Somebody said all the Fever hate channels going to bed early. You know they going to bed early tonight, dog. It is over with. They don't want to see nothing. Sophie Cunningham already told them what was going to happen. Sophie stated, we're figuring out a way to play with Caitlin Clark and without Caitlin Clark. And I gotta believe her. She's right. They have definitely.
Her performance showcased the type of impact that newer roster additions can provide when properly integrated into team systems. Sophie Cunningham continued her strong July performance, consistently delivering productive games across multiple matchups. Her versatility and scoring ability have become crucial elements of team offensive strategies, providing reliable production in various game situations. Kelsey Mitchell encountered foul trouble during portions of the game but managed to contribute effectively when available. Her ability to create scoring opportunities remains vital to team offensive flow, particularly during crucial game moments.
She's right. they have definitely figured out a systematic way to play with Caitlin Clark or without Caitlin Clark, and I'm forward. I am definitely forward. What a game, man. I believe the press conference is already out. Stephanie White has already broken her silence about all of this. We probably finna check that out right now. Check out what Stephanie White had to say moments ago. The game just wrapped up. Guys, I'm in a hell of a mood tonight because
Aaliyah Boston extended her double-double streak to 4 consecutive games, demonstrating consistent production in both scoring and rebounding categories. Her interior presence continues providing stability for team offensive and defensive schemes, creating reliable production that coaches can depend upon. Lexi Hull entered the game from the bench and contributed significantly with 12 points in 10 minutes of action. Her efficient scoring performance highlighted the depth available within the roster and the potential for bench players to impact game outcomes when opportunities arise. The overall team offensive output reached 107 points, representing continued improvement in scoring efficiency and ball movement.
I didn't know about tonight. I didn't know how the overall team was going to look, but overall, wonderful game. Let's check out what Stephanie White had to say. Stephanie White coached her ass off today. She coached today. I give her that. The referees was complete horrible, as usual. Aaliyah Boston couldn't get a call to save her life.
Coaching staff praised the team's baseline-to-baseline play and improved decision-making with basketball possession. Post-game analysis from coaching staff emphasized the importance of ball movement and finding appropriate shot selections. The team showed significant improvement in limiting possessions where the ball remained stagnant, creating better scoring opportunities through enhanced player movement and court spacing. Coach Stephanie White highlighted the rapid integration of mid-season roster additions, crediting new players for their ability to quickly absorb playbook concepts and contribute meaningfully to team success. Both McDonald and Chloe Bibby demonstrated immediate impact despite joining the organization during the season.
Her life. Shout out to Tony East, man.
Steph 107, is a big number. We've asked you a lot about offensive fluidity and the growth of that end of the floor, but what is just continuing to happen for you guys that this is now your bread and butter, you're winning with scoring every night?
Yeah, I think our movement with and without the basketball, we're playing baseline to baseline, really. We're attacking, we're finding the right reads, making the right plays, and letting the ball find the right shot. There were, probably single-digit number of times where the ball stuck.
The coaching staff particularly praised McDonald's point guard mentality and basketball intelligence, noting her familiarity with offensive sets upon arrival. Her ability to penetrate defenses and create scoring opportunities has provided additional dimensions to team offensive capabilities. Bibby's stretch forward skills have addressed specific roster needs, providing shooting threats that previously weren't available. Her high basketball IQ and shot-ready mentality have created valuable spacing for team offensive sets, while her ability to execute pick and pop plays has added versatility to strategic options. The improved passing accuracy and timing have enhanced the effectiveness of players who remain consistently prepared to shoot.
A single-digit number of times where the ball stuck or we didn't move it.
Right.
A lot of those early in the first, and then a couple in the fourth. But for the most part, the ball was really moving and popping, and we were taking care of it after that first quarter a lot better too, and that's important.
Chloe Bibby and Ari both not on the team to start the year, both in double figures today. What have you felt like you guys have done so well as a team to integrate players quickly and be able to have productive nights from them whenever you need it?
I don't know if it's so much us as it is them, and their ability to.
This combination of better ball movement and reliable shooting threats has elevated overall team offensive efficiency throughout recent games. McDonald's impact extends beyond individual statistics, providing the team with another player capable of creating individual scoring opportunities. Her ability to drive to the basket and generate offense independently has proven particularly valuable when primary scorers face defensive pressure or encounter foul trouble situations. The coaching staff emphasized how McDonald's presence has complemented existing roster strengths, creating additional options for offensive execution. Her point guard skills and scoring ability have provided insurance when other players face difficult matchups or temporary struggles.
Just the disrespect, I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. People talk some trash to her, but we had her back. But it's just very distasteful for what their fan base is doing. As far as when it comes to DB, because it's like she's just the sweetest soul. And the situation didn't work for her, and that's just not what she wanted or whatever. But it's just we don't need all of that.
Team depth has become increasingly important as the season progresses toward playoff competition. The ability to receive meaningful contributions from bench players and mid-season additions suggests improved roster balance and strategic flexibility for upcoming challenges. The consistent double-double production from Boston demonstrates the value of interior presence in creating scoring opportunities and controlling defensive rebounds. Her reliability in both offensive and defensive categories provides foundation stability that allows other players to focus on their specific roles. Mitchell's ability to overcome early foul trouble and still contribute effectively showcases veteran experience and adaptability.
It's just unnecessary.
All right, first of all, if you know or follow sports in like the slightest, you don't even have to be a fanatic to understand boos come with the territory. I've never seen a season without boos. Every time I go to a New York Liberty game and the Indiana Fever play, Sophie Cunningham just steps on the court or gets announced or anything, it's met with boos from the crowd. For whatever reason, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's
Her scoring threat remains crucial to team offensive balance, particularly when defenses focus on limiting other primary scoring options. Overall, team chemistry appears to be developing positively, with new players integrating successfully into existing systems while established players maintain their production levels. This combination suggests potential for continued improvement as roster familiarity increases through additional games and practice time. The hostile environment faced during road games provides valuable experience for playoff preparation, where crowd noise and pressure situations become magnified. The team's ability to maintain composure and execute effectively under adverse conditions demonstrates growing maturity and competitive resilience.
Agree with it, but it's never something that I thought to write about. It's never something that I thought to post to social media. It's not something that I ever thought to make a video about because I know fans. And it doesn't matter whether there's even a real reason for it, because with Sophie Cunningham, I'm assuming that she's being met with these boos because of her potential political beliefs. Alleged political beliefs. But I don't understand how a player in a professional sport can ever think that someone who left a team.
Looking ahead toward postseason competition, the depth and versatility demonstrated in recent performances suggest the team possesses tools necessary for competitive playoff basketball. The combination of experienced players and impactful additions creates multiple strategic options for different opponent matchups and game situations. The anticipated reaction materialized exactly as predicted during the Phoenix Mercury's visit to Indianapolis, where DeWanna Bonner faced substantial crowd hostility. This response generated considerable controversy and exposed fundamental misunderstandings about professional sports culture. Kalia Copper, representing Phoenix in post-game media sessions, criticized Indiana supporters for their treatment of the veteran player.
That someone who left a team and left the team in a lurch, like DeWanna Bonner left the Indiana Fever in a time of adversity when multiple players were injured. They had to sign hardship contracts. And instead of saying, hey, this isn't working out, after 9 games, mind you, did not give it much time. 9 games was it. That's all she played with the Indiana Fever. Asking for a trade and not traveling with your team after asking for something to be worked out. And then not only
her comments revealed disconnect between player expectations and standard sporting atmosphere conventions. Copper characterized the crowd's response as inappropriate given Bonner's league contributions and personal character. She emphasized that Bonner remained silent despite facing verbal criticism from spectators, suggesting teammates would defend her against such treatment. This reaction demonstrates concerning unfamiliarity with basic sports dynamics. Hostile crowd reception represents standard territory for professional athletes, particularly those with complicated departure histories from franchises.
After asking for something to be worked out, and then not only that, pretty much forcing your way onto the Phoenix Mercury, which is a title contending team and a team with her life partner on it. It just sounds very like I can get what I want when I want, and it doesn't matter what happens. And yes, I can see a fan base being quite upset with this. I mean, LeBron, when he left Cleveland, people were burning his jerseys. People were booing him every time he was back in Cleveland. Joel Embiid, he decided to play for Team USA.
Sophie Cunningham regularly encounters similar treatment at various venues, including New York Liberty games, yet such incidents rarely generate significant discussion or media attention. These occurrences remain normal aspects of competitive athletics. Bonner's departure from Indiana created legitimate grievances among supporters. She requested relocation after merely 9 games during a challenging period when multiple teammates suffered injuries and the organization signed emergency replacement contracts. Rather than persevering through adversity, Bonner sought immediate solutions after minimal commitment to the struggling franchise.
Every time he was back in Cleveland. Joel Embiid, he decided to play for Team USA instead of playing for France, and he was met with boos because he apparently had said that he would like to play for the French national team, then decided to play for USA, and it's pretty obvious. If I lived in France, I might boo Joel Embiid too. So for Duana Bonner to be immune to this type of a reaction from fans, I think is actually and completely and totally delusional. And Duana Bonner actually has not made any comments on this. This was something that was said.
Her departure timing appeared particularly problematic given the team's desperate circumstances. The situation parallels numerous examples from other professional sports where players face consequences for controversial departures. LeBron James encountered jersey burnings and sustained hostile receptions following his Cleveland exit. Joel Embiid faced international crowd disapproval after choosing Team USA over France despite previous commitments. Expecting immunity from fan reactions appears unrealistic and disconnected from sporting reality.
Delusional. And Duana Bonner actually has not made any comments on this. This was something that was said by Kalia Copper, but just that it was said by a professional athlete kind of lends the idea that this is the idea that was possibly talked about in the locker room. Again, I do not want to speak for Duana Bonner, but Alyssa Thomas, her partner, who was the high scorer on the Mercury, did decide not to go to the post-game interview, of which the Mercury were fined for her not doing so. And obviously, she did not want to answer questions about Duana Bonner, which,
Professional athletes typically anticipate such responses when returning to former venues, especially following contentious departures. Bonner herself has avoided public commentary regarding the incident, though teammate discussions likely occurred privately. Alyssa Thomas, her partner and Phoenix's leading scorer, declined mandatory post-game media availability, resulting in organizational fines. Thomas's absence violated league regulations requiring head coaches and 2 designated players to participate in post-game interviews within 10 minutes of game completion. The Mercury organization faced penalties for this media availability breach.
Oh, I don't have a problem with people dating on the same team, but when it does enter the game, that's when it's like, wait, I think we have to, reassess the situation here, because any sort of relationship should not enter the game space. That's just my opinion. And according to the WNBA official site, the media availability rule has been broken by the Phoenix Mercury and was broken last night. No later than 10 minutes following the game, each head coach and 2 players, which is the leading scorer and the
Her decision to skip interviews likely stemmed from reluctance to address questions about Bonner's reception, though personal relationships should remain separate from professional obligations and competitive environments. Coach Nate Tibbetts provided mature perspective on the situation, acknowledging that hostile receptions represent expected consequences when returning to former venues after controversial departures. His response demonstrated professional understanding of sports dynamics. Tibbetts addressed Thomas's interactions with crowd members, noting that competitive players naturally respond to fan provocations. He characterized such exchanges as normal occurrences rather than serious infractions.